Alright guys, it is February 7th here in eastern Indiana. My name is Caleb Friend. I am with 765 Waterfowlers. I'm out here early season getting some scouting done. Also going to see if I can come across any sheds. I know it's kind of still early, but found a few this time last year. I think last year I ended with a total of a little bit over 50. I had a lot of people asking me places I was looking, find all my sheds. So I think I'm gonna start making some videos here, maybe create my own YouTube page, give you guys a little bit of a run around on how I find these sheds and where I look mostly, and hopefully we'll have another successful year. I'll get some documentation of it, but I also got Ruger out here with me today. So he wasn't able to go with me much last year. He hasn't found his first shed yet, but I think this year he's going to be very successful with me. So we'll see what we can find. We'll see how it goes. It is pretty chilly out here. We had some snow this morning, but it's starting to melt off. It's back up to about 36 degrees, so it's going to be awfully muddy. So see what I can find. Also, any of you tuning in with me here in Indiana, East Central Indiana, wherever you're from in Indiana, shoot me a comment, subscribe. Let me know if you're finding any sheds this early or when you are finding your sheds. Hopefully I got a couple hit list bucks on this property. One is probably pushing 170s, so I would really like to find his sheds. We'll see what happens. It's still early, but can't find them on the couch. So like I said, it's pretty earlier in the year here in Indiana. I found most of my sheds last year. It was mid-February to the end of February, but you know, day off work and I couldn't resist getting out, so we'll see what happens. Also like to get down here and do some scouting for turkey season. So there's a squirrel. Ruger sees it too. I like to get him to start training squirrels. That'd be pretty cool. So I actually got the opportunity to go squirrel hunting with dogs for my first time this year. I've always been a rabbit hunter, but I've never hunted squirrels with dogs. And shout out to T Dirty, Tyler Dunn, for taking me. It was a blast. I can't wait to get back at it next year. So we'll have to do some more hunting together. But maybe we can. I'm gonna get you on a turkey this year too. So right now I'm working this draw. A little bit of a thicket here. We had some loggers come in and log some of this out here this last spring. It is a little thick in here, but there's like a little hangout a lot of turkeys and deer like to use down in here. So just seeing if I can maybe find something here along this fence line. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll come up across these fences and jar an antler off as the crew cross. So that's where I always like to look. To be honest with you, I've never found an antler on the edge of the fence, but I always look. I don't know, it's just always what I've been told, places to look for them, but I've never found one. So yeah, everybody asks me where I find most of my antlers at, and honestly it's everywhere. Last year I found a lot in grass fields, a lot in CRP thickets, a lot in wood thickets, a lot right out in the open. So honestly guys, it's just putting in the steps and getting really lucky, I guess. So having the bucks on your property, I mean, if you only got 3 or 4 bucks on camera on your property, don't expect to go out and find 9 sheds. I mean, you can run cameras all year and I'll let you know when they're going to start dropping, but honestly, you'll never know until you start going out and looking. So alright guys, not only am I up here looking for sheds, you know, looking good places to put some cameras here, come a little bit later in the year for turkey season. but I'm also looking for some decent trees that I can look at that I haven't scouted in places before. Might be able to get in here with a climber or whatnot, but I found a good walnut here. Walnut's usually my favorite to climb. Just more meaty bark, easier to climb, a lot more safe. So just found an all around good tree that I'm able to get, 25, 26 foot up in the tree. So deer can't see me, but it's got a lot of cover. And this is the time to look for them. So continue on down through this holler here, and hopefully we can come across something good. Hopefully find a couple sheds or some good turkey signs. So we'll see what we got. Just had a big group of longbeards run off this ridge here. Hopefully Ruger don't see them here. There they go up the hill. Well, guys, had some excitement. Peeked this ridge back here behind me. As I peeked that ridge, down here, right here in sun in this little grass field here behind me, over top of Ruger's shoulder, there's probably about, I think I count 7 or 8 good long beards. I did know there was some turkeys in there. Quiet, Ruger's smelling them. Had to call him off, and he took off after him. So that's a good sign. Definitely good for this spring. Knew there was a lot of birds up here. So by the way, check out 765 Waterfowlers on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We don't have much content on YouTube right now, but we will coming up here soon. Turkey season coming up. Gosh, new camera. We're going to be able to film a lot of our hunts. Going to get a lot of it on camera. So stick with us on that. Come mid-April. Continue down this little pine thicket here. Turns into a pine thicket up here, and see what we can find. Well, guys, Ruger retrieved his first jawbone. He willing to see what's up here. Hopefully it's not my hitless buck. Ruger, sit. Hey, sit. So, not a shed, but definitely something worth giving a treat over. If he's going to retrieve jawbones, I mean, shoot, there could be a 170-inch deer over this holler here. So let's walk up on it and see what it is. I was just sitting here marking a tree for a lock on. Marking a tree for a lock on, and I look up and he's bringing the jawbone back to me. So let's see what we got. Let's follow him. Let's see. He's gonna take me to it. So let's see what we got. Where's it at? Come on. Where's it at? Where's it at? Huh? Definitely something dead here. Where's it at, Rug? Where's it at? Yeah, it's strung out everywhere here. It's gonna be hard to find. Alright, there's a bunch of hair and bones everywhere. It's definitely a deer. Definitely a deer. There's some bones here. I'm not seeing a skull anywhere. It's making me nervous. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's just a doe. An old doe skull. Slick head. So, well, I guess that's better than nothing. Better than my hitless buck being dead, so thank goodness. So alrighty, hopefully we can hit this CRP field here, and hopefully we can find something here. Maybe a shed, maybe some beds, some good deer signs. So see what we got. Something that I didn't notice during deer season, I wish I would have, but I try to stay out of this backfield as much as possible because there's a lot of deer and a lot of turkeys sit back here, but try not to disturb as much as I can. But what I didn't notice is that they did plant it, but they didn't get their equipment back here to pick it because we had such a wet fall. So this whole field here, I mean, it's still, there's just still standing beans out here. And these beans, I mean, there's still all kinds of beans left in this field, unpicked. So all kinds of food source for these deer. And they've got to be hanging out here in late season because definitely these cold Indiana late December into January and all the way into February, deer are hard. They're having trouble finding food, so anywhere they can find food, they're going to take it. So, Ruger, drop it. Hey, drop it. All right, guys. So far, we've struck out on sheds, but we've been able to see quite a few turkeys. 2 groups of turkeys, both longbeards in the groups. I'm not sure about the second group, how many longbeards were in there, but I know there was at least 2. There's probably 8 or 9 in that group, but the first group were all longbeards, so it's a really good sign for this coming spring here. Right now I'm just walking, find some good trees, hang some stands in here later this summer, coming up for next deer season. I got Molly going along with me, so looking for some spots for some maybe double hang-on stands or get some double stands, ladder stands in here too. Just kind of scouting it out, marking it. A lot of people use the Onyx Hunt, but right now I'm just using the Hunt Stand app. Have no issues with it. Can't complain. Not dissing Onyx at all. Just never used it. Always use the Hunt Stand. So put down in the comments anybody on here that sees this video has ever used both apps and tell me which one you prefer. But we got some good, a good amount of fairly good amount of tracks here. So it's only a matter of time before we come across a shed if they're already dropping. So we got a pretty good path here. It's been muddy the past couple days, so I know all those are fresh, but you know, I'm not really finding much, but I am getting a lot of marking done. Found some new scrapes that were hit earlier in the year that I had not found, so it's good to know about where those are going to be coming up next season. So stick in. Hopefully by the end of the day I'll have some sheds to show you guys, so we'll see what's coming. Check this out, guys. I was walking the edge of this bean field here, getting ready to cut in the woods, and found this monster track. You know, it is kind of hard to tell how big some of these tracks are because depending on the mud and how wet it was that day, it could all influence, but it's definitely a buck. See if you can take a look here. It's definitely a buck and a good sized track. I mean, that's my hand there. Back there. I mean, he's got a good track on him. And there was another one up here somewhere. See if I can find it. There's some older tracks, but he's definitely moving through here. I've seen it right here somewhere. See if I can find it. Come on. I mean, like I said, it could, you know, it could have been that it was wet, but you usually don't see a track that good size. Even if it is wet, that's still a good deer. So, later on this end of this video or somewhere I'll piece it in, but got some pictures of some really nice bucks off this property that I'll include throughout the video. Hopefully popping up anytime soon here, but it'd be really nice to find those sheds. But he is bedding on the neighbor property, so there's a good chance he's going to lose them over there, but who knows. That backfield still has quite a bit of beans still in it, so I'm sure they're still feeding out there. In that, there's a good food source out there, so let you know what I find. Alright, guys, kind of like I already seemed that today's probably going to be a bust, but I got about another half mile, 3/4 of a mile to get back to the truck. I've probably covered close to 3 miles today already, so I mean, it's not really looking great, but there's still an opportunity. I have to walk a big thicket on the way out, so if I am going to find one, that's where it's probably going to be. So keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully got something. But I'll check his pond up here that I got on the property here. Earlier in the season, it was holding some wood ducks. We're unable to get on them. Every time we were trying to hunt them, they wouldn't come in until after legal shooting lights. So for some odd reason, we were unable to harvest any of them this year. So we got some good path here, good scrape. I don't see any more rubs. There's one little tiny rub here on a little tree. And a lot of people tell you that a small rub means small buck, and a big rub means a big buck. But another little one here. That's not always the case. The size of the tree doesn't matter to the size of the buck, and a lot of people will tell you that too. I've seen good size deer. Oh, there goes a bunch of deer right there. I don't know if you can catch that. Oh wow. Had a group of about 14, 15 deer bust out of this thicket up here where I told you I'd probably, if I'm gonna find a shed, that's where I'm gonna be. They crossed over to the road into the other thicket, so we're gonna creep our way up through here and stay on the main path till we get up to about where they were bedded, and hopefully one of them were a buck, and hopefully one of them's already lost antlers, so we'll see. All right, guys, this is like the overflow for the pond up here. It's kind of pretty, actually. Let's take a look at it. Ruger seems to like it. Don't you dare jump down there, boy. It's taking 3 days to get out of it. Ruger, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you dare. He wants to so bad. Well, you jump down there, I ain't going to get you. What you got in your mouth? Oh, you got a stick stuck in your collar. All right, let's work this way, Rig. I'm going to jump up here and see if I can see where these deer were bedded. I know about where they jumped up at, so hopefully we can find something up here. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Got a big thicket here. This is where the deer were bedded. There's probably, I would say, at least 12 to 15 deer in here. They busted out and went across the road. There's another big thicket over there that I don't have permission on, but I mean, the deer have been in here, and people always ask me, where do you find your sheds? Where do you find your sheds? On the ground, where the deer walk. That's where you gotta look. Where the deer walk. I mean, find good paths. If you're not seeing deer tracks, and if you're not seeing deer tracks and you don't know where, and sorry, thought I heard turkey putting. If you're not seeing deer tracks, move, find another path, walk through thickets. Sometimes, no way. Looky here. Bring here, Rug. Ruger just found his first shed ever. Ruger, go get it. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go get it. Go get it. That's a good one, too. It is a real good one. Bring here. Bring here. Look at that. That is his first shed. Probably his 6th time being out. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Stay. We've probably covered, no joke, probably 4 miles today to find our very first shed. Good boy here. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Not a giant, but that's a good antler to find. Come on, go find me now. Need to do some circles here and see if I can find the other side to this. First one of the year, boys. Right here. Nice 8-point. And Rugy got it muddy. A little dry blood on there. A little dry blood. Still white. A little muddy. A little muddy, bud. Are you happy? Are you happy? That's your first one. So, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier, Rugy. Yeah. No, you still want to chew on it, huh? No, we ain't gonna chew it up. We ain't gonna chew it up. It has no chew marks whatsoever. I mean, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good antler. Got good color still to it. I mean, these are fresh. I mean, with the blood on it, probably no chew marks, probably within last week. But I mean, that's what I'm expecting. These deer haven't dropped that early. I guarantee it probably come off one of those deer that were bedded in here, and it probably come off past day or two. So it's still early. For you guys that are trying to get antsy, go out and look for sheds. You can find them this early, and they're going to be clean. They ain't going to have hardly any chew marks, but a lot of times it can do more harm than good going out this early. And like me pushing them deer out of here, I mean, he could still be holding this other side, and I might not have an opportunity to find it because he might drop it across the road. So, you know, this is just a property I know well, and I did some rabbit hunting and some squirrel hunting up here this year, so if I pressured anything out of here, then they wouldn't be coming back, which is a possibility. So, what's the matter, Rugi? I know you want it. So, that is a possibility, but I do have a good buck in here. I think he's still holding. I need to get a couple more cameras up to see if I can get him on camera. Other than that, I mean, guys, you got to get out. You got to get out and look for him. First of the year. I mean, I think it's February 7th. Last year, I went out my first day on February 14th, and I had a good first day last year. I'm talking, I think me and Harlan Thompson went together, and I think we found a deadhead and maybe 9 sheds, all in CRP and thickets. So, I mean, different terrain. Always want to check different terrain. But I am so glad Ruger was able to find his first shed, which is awesome. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. We'll see if maybe we can find this other side. I'm gonna do some circles in here, so see what happens.